Okay. So, Becca, tell us where you're from for like everybody who might be viewing this later.
Hi. Yeah. So we are in South Florida. We're about an hour north of West Palm Beach, and we have been reopened since May. So our state was allowed to open around then, and then our county reopened in middle of May, and we kind of took another week or so off, and we've been going at it for 4 or 5 months now,
Yay.
post quarantine.
So what?
Yeah, post quarantine.
Yes, post quarantine. So we are like, this is August 24th for later. And I'm in California. I own Lifted Salon. So Florida and California, the two rebel rousers of the United States. Always our states.
And the two sunshine states at that, if you think about it like that.
Yeah, so we're the people who are typically, and I love this because we're the ones who are typically a little bit more relaxed, I feel like. Even in Southern California where it tends to be a little bit more Hollywood, like I'm in Northern California, but we do tend to have more relaxed states where there's, for me, like one of the things that I really, really struggled with personally with branding and things like that, because I mean it does kind of go in with the experience, because the way everything looks online, it tells your guest something. It's going to tell them a story. So how you present yourself that way is part of it. And I never personally, doing extensions and the way I look, I never felt, I'm very much a tomboy and a little bit of a punk rocker. And I never felt that I fit into the extension beauty world, but I've been successful with it, even though I did chop off my hair during quarantine. It did start down here. I'm a short-haired person. It's fine. I can still, don't let them tell you can't do extensions with short hair.
Yeah, I can't believe that would be relevant to that.
Well, you want to wear them to understand them, but I'm like, it's hot. Anyway, so for me, the way I've done things is, and the way I know Becca does things as well, is when the guest experience starts online, they're looking at your work, your Instagram. That's a whole other class, but it does really start there. And for me, it's creating a path of least resistance. So when we think about that, like how easy is it for them to kind of go from online finding you to in your chair, and what that booking process looks like. So quickly, what does that look like for you, and how's that been, Becca?
Yeah, so we've been open for almost 7 years, and I have never had a receptionist. And it's always been online booking, and people leave a message and get back to us. So we have a Vagaro site, we use them to book, and we have our website, which it's all right there. So if you go to our website, or if you just have the Vagaro app, it's really easy to go from curious to let me see what they have open. And then now with Instagram features where you can link it to your Vagaro and you can book right from Instagram. And I think like you touched on, there has to be a continuity. There has to be something similar with all of those things so that people know visually that they're in the right place. And I want that warm and fuzzy feeling when people go to peek and book,
Yes, absolutely. And for me too, it's like in our online booking, when we, as a stylist and as a salon owner, because we wear both hats, we'll post, they'll find us on Google, and you have to actually say like, this is who we are, this is where we're at, click this link. Yeah. You have to actually tell people what to do. So that's part of it. And then in mine, it will, when you book an appointment, because I use Vagaro as well, so we're able to set up and automate emails. So in mine, it says where we're at, what to expect. Right now, what to expect is to text upon arrival, because we have a waiting room and we don't have a receptionist as well. The client and the stylist is pretty much the receptionist. So there's one point of contact. Online booking is easy because you do hourly now, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have been since December.
Since December. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's also like a really great part of the experience where they're booking in time blocks rather than trying to figure out what they need, if it's a balayage or a foil or, you know, what type of haircut they're looking for, those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it very easy and a really easy flow. So in mine, you'll have, and I'm sure in yours too, Becca, you'll have the, like, here's the confirmation. This is when your appointment is. This is what to expect, where we're located, and things like that. In California, there is the suite life is extremely popular here.
I noticed that.
There's more independent contractors in California than I think anywhere else in the United States. So if an independent contractor, a booth renter, or a suite owner, those are really great. They don't have receptionists typically either. So it's a really great way to tell there's nothing worse than a client walking up and not knowing what to do and feeling uncomfortable at the very start of their service. So that way we're inserting what to expect and inserting that comfort before we even start. And the way I word myself is very casual, like, hey, what's up? Like, we're so stoked to see you. Like, I type that out. It's not a med spa type thing. Like, what I have typed is pretty like, we're so stoked to see you, blah, 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 blah. And that goes into the way I word myself. So they also expect a little bit more of a laid back environment, but they see the salon, they know where to go, they know to text, and they know what to expect. So that's the first part of it. Now in person, I know, Becca, you've had to change yours a lot because you used to do a lot of really cool stuff. So will you touch on, like,
as far as the
how
salon
changed it to be now? Yes, the salon experience. So we've already booked, we've got there, like, they text and they're at the salon. So what does that look like?
So for us, we eliminated the waiting area, our reception, and that was sort of a hub in the salon. We have a velvet settee and a velvet chair and 3 or 4 other chairs and a wine refrigerator, and people were always like free to kind of make their own cocktails, and we would have a different tea every day, and iced tea and coffee, and so that is all gone. So right from the go, we've eliminated a big piece of the experience. However, we're still offering drinks and snacks, but we're just doing so, and we're an organic concept as well. So we're doing so in biodegradable containers. That way we're not having to wash something that people have, put things on. So we're trying to be very careful and picking things up with wipes and gloves. So people walk in, they have to have a mask. There's signs everywhere reminding them that. We do a temp check, which stinks because it already makes it feel a little bit more sterile when you walk in. And I always prefer warmth, and I like comfortability, like you said, laid back. But we just turn our attention onto the guests. We try to maintain that sort of focus on them the entire time and make up for it and still check on them. We have bar stools outside so they can go out and take a break from their mask if they need to. Yeah. And we used to have these really beautiful things at shampoo bowl that were their aromatherapy sacks, and we keep them in a hot towel cabbie. We call them our warm hugs, and we're just not able to do that anymore. We keep trying to find ways to work around that, like wrapping them in biodegradable film, but then the film doesn't stay, just so it can be more sanitary, but music is a big thing. We try to pick music on the vibe of the books. And then that way, who's like high energy, they can handle it, and who's a little bit more relaxed. We have essential oils going. So immediately, even though there's craziness outside and there's a lot of talk about politics and viruses, I want everybody that comes in to feel at ease, even though they're wearing a mask, even though things have changed, and just to soothe their worries right there. And we've had a lot of really good feedback from it. So just keeping it on,
That's good. We, as well, are, back to single use everything. Um, so, we're Green Circle, so it's going somewhere at least. So it's being recycled and things like that. So I love that. It's hard. We don't offer coffee, but there's coffee shops, like small business coffee shops right by us. So I kind of made the decision to just like bring your own coffee.
Yeah.
But we do have like bubbly water, things like that. So we can I just ask when we step away to take the sip of the drink.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the whole sterile, like, and we both have like a very similar sign. Mine's not in the salon right now, obviously, but it's like, wear the effing mask. Like, I want to discuss it.
It's not a discussion. And,
there are a lot of people who are the comfort actually is knowing that they're safe. So we do a health screen a day that's automated. It sends them a day before their service to do the health check. So we're not standing at the door doing one. We will start we weren't doing temperature checks. We just did the scan, but now we're going to, because I feel like California is definitely like more heightened. There's a lot more people who are very nervous, and putting them at ease is also part of the experience, even though both of us struggle with the people who are like, no. So we're like, sorry, that's where the effing mask sign is. It's like, sorry, but we're going to do temperature checks. And I just was like, I'm just going to be like, here, let me give you your boop, and just make it funny.
I love it.
So,
yeah.
So in person, we certainly like have that, like our space and our environment is really open and airy, and there's a back patio as well for them to have a mask break. Of course we're greeted at the door because they're texting. During that service, since we're hourly sessions, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know about everybody in the United States, but I feel like we already were this way. So it wasn't a shift for us, but we don't double book. So they're getting the one-on-one attention that, I always felt pre-pandemic, it was awful to double book. I didn't like it. It made me anxious. It made the client feel like they couldn't do it. So I think there is a massive shift when I look online. A lot of stylists are like, how am I going to make any money? How am I going to, do this? And luckily I already was there, but I'm able to teach people how, you do have to raise your prices in order to afford not to double book. And that's something I did a couple years ago because I just emotionally couldn't handle it. And knowing that my clients were sitting there watching me, like, and watching their clock, like, what the heck, and someone's holding you verbal hostage, or you have more like, you have more foils to do or something like that. And you're trying to so, a lot of people are experiencing that shift now, and it's not their choice to do it. It is the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So, but what the fear is that they're not making enough. That's a given right now being in California, but going back to it, like, this career is still the best career and the only career I have. I've only done this since I've been in salon since I was 12, really. So I don't know anything else. And then there's no other option. So it's when you're shifting from double booking to a one-on-one experience, the price has to go up, but so does the experience. So your environment, the booking experience, how you are as a person, and how you're making them feel. So that goes into the consultation too, on making sure, that you're really clear. We do a lot of guessing on what that means. I used to have really technical conversations in consultations until more recently, where it's like, how do you want to feel about your hair, which was taking a class from Destroy the Hairdresser. And it was like, I simplified it. And now we do FaceTime consultations for new guests. And I always did this with extension guests anyway, so I've been used to it. But doing a FaceTime consultation, because we have masks on now, I can't see their face and their bone structure. So the consultation's kind of already been done. We also have an automated form at Lifted through Vigero that they can fill out themselves, that gets rid of all the redundant questions of hair history and, you know, those kind of things. I can't remember everything. I'm drawing a blank, but they're able to fill that out if they want and upload current photos and goal photos. So or it'll ask them if they're, you know, wanting to, how much of a change they're wanting to see and things like that. So I love having that. And then if it's a new guest, I always I give them, not everybody wants to FaceTime, but so I give them the option. You can send me photos of your hair currently. You can send me photos of what you're looking for, but I'd really love to see your face because I won't see your face. So that's one of the things in the consultation. So they already know, they already feel comfortable by the time they're already sitting in your chair. And the only questions I really have to ask is how you're feeling about your hair. How do you want to feel about your hair? And after that is described, it gets rid of all those really technical issues. And since we're hourly, again, I'm not talking about they need a balayage or a whatever technique. I just go, okay, this will take 2.5 to 3 hours and it's done. It's actually a short consultation now. So they feel, you know, at ease there and confident and making sure that, you know, we have the photos and we know what we can achieve or can't achieve, and they're able to budget. They are free. I give them the option, to budget their time or their money and give them a range of results, I guess, would be how I quote my consultations from here on out. And again, it's done half digitally now and half in person, I would say. Are you guys doing that, Becca?
We do a lot. So we don't have a new guest intake form, and it's just something that I haven't made enough time to sit down and do quite yet, but we've talked about it for a while. But we do a lot of messaging, like Instagram and emailing and whatnot. So we do have a lot of conversations around that. I will say the majority of our guests are return right now. So we have been seeing a lot of new people that, like you touched on, if they're nervous about the virus and they are going to somewhere that wasn't taking it seriously here in Florida because the restrictions given by the government really aren't that strict. Okay. You have freedom to, operate as normal with just a mask on, or not even wear a mask anymore because it's no longer mandated in our county again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we're getting a lot of people that way, and we're the same. We just want to make sure that people feel confident with us and feel comfortable, and that we can build that trust. So for us, a lot of it is done in person, so that we can actually see the hair, but it has been hard to see new people with the mask on.
Yeah, it has. So for me, the reason why I have a guest intake form is because I was sick of the texting back and forth. It takes too long. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, here's this form. So it came out of it didn't come of this would be a great guest experience idea. It came out of this sucks for me. How can I make this better?
That's usually how those things are built, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it is a great option. They don't all fill it out. It in Vigero, it comes up with the little pad. Here she comes. Hi.
Hello.
This is Claire. She's coming to talk about that stuff too. But anyway, so Becca, with your we were at consultation and things like that, but I think off camera we talked about our environment. I'm gonna need you to go back to school.
That's good time though.
Okay, take a break. But our environments and the way our salons are built are both very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about that really quick?
Just about our concepts?
Yes. The way everything's like transparent.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing for me is I wear my heart on my sleeve, right? And so does my team. And I think everything in there is based off of that factor. We have a loving relationship with each other. We have a loving relationship with our clients. So we want you to feel comfortable when you come in, and we want to be transparent with our guests at the chair. We educate them as far as what they can expect when they're there, what they can expect with our schedules, what they can expect with their hair color. So it's a non-toxic environment emotionally and physically. You know, I think you and I even kind of came from a similar brand background prior to opening on our own. That's what led me into an organic concept and a cleaner concept. We're also Green Circle. So the environment within the walls is completely different. And we've post quarantine have been really noticing a lot of people taking note of that because we're seeing newer people and because people have reprioritized, I think, post-quarantine, what they really want out of life and what they find valuable, that they're looking around and appreciating that we don't really tolerate craziness. We don't, and you don't have to, right? You can set your experience up to attract a certain type of person. And a certain type of career comes from that.
We will be talking about strategically attracting the right people soon in another class. But because there is a technique to that. I think as well, people are really concentrating on wellness and health right now. Mm-hmm. So what we put on our body and our environment, what we're absorbing, I happen to be, and I think you do as well, in an area that is very active and fit. Yeah. So, you know, our environment is clean. We're going definitely more and more non-toxic, and I haven't dipped into organic hair color yet. We'll have to talk about that. I have not done that yet. But we have sustainable hair color. We use Davines, and it's a B Corporation, which is not easy to do.
It's not, no. So is Away, one of our brands. It's actually something to be really proud of.
Yeah. So I know that I have been like, I will not compromise on ingredients, wellness. Like, we breathe it in, we touch it all day. So that was already one thing before. And I think that that's been heightened now. So being clean for the environment and your body is part of our experience. And what sucks is like, we did take away like the hot towels and the aromatherapy over, you know, that. But one of the things that I'm super staunch about is the shampoo experience. Yeah. And I am working in another salon right now that's not my own. And so it's been interesting. And one of the things that people miss out on, and I have like one of my old students on here. Oh, she left. Oh, she only came in for a second. But anyway, shampoo experience and the conditioning experience. I cannot stress enough to stop and give a fantastic massage. Mm-hmm. And especially right now, everybody is holding so much tension. So I have a little massage routine that I do. We used to do hot towels around the hair, and I don't have like a plug near my shampoo bowl. So that's kind of difficult, but I'm going to try to I want to reorganize the salon a little bit, but you know, doing that really, really, really good massage, especially if you're into extensions and you've removed them, like that is huge. Yeah, like itch it, scrub it, like get her in there. And like my clients, that is the one thing they always talk about. It is the one thing they always talk about, and it takes me I spend a good 5 to 10 minutes at the shampoo bowl doing massage. So, and I learned my technique from a massage therapist, just accident, like years ago. hair color was on my head, and there was no hairdresser to rinse me. And I asked the massage therapist, "This is the best thing that ever happened in my career." So,
I love that.
so we have a massage routine that that's the one thing with the cohesive, we give a lot of freedom with our staff. But that is one thing that I'm like, don't skip it. Don't ever skip it. Like that's gonna keep people, that's gonna melt people for you. They've decided their hair is great. They haven't seen it.
It's so true. And we're the same way. We even we make like a little essential oil mix with eucalyptus and peppermint and lavender. And then we wave it over their head, their face for a second, and then start. And it even goes down like a little on the neck. And yeah. And then people settle right down. It's important.
Yeah. I'm going to have to add an oil blend now because that's a good one. And we go down the neck onto the shoulders as well. And it is so important. So we have just a couple minutes left. And this is such a heavy subject. It's kind of funny. It's not something people typically take a class on. So thank you for everybody who showed up.
Yeah.
If you have any comments or anything to add, like, I love that. I'm already taking from you, Becca. I'm adding an essential oil blend. We have them in the salon. I don't know why I didn't.
Hey.
Duh. So we'll do that. And, we are taking the time, of course, before and after to like show people that we're spraying down the shampoo bowl. Like I have a specific head wrap. I wrap their head in so they're not like sopping wet as they're wetting. Like, no one wants to sit at the chair and look like a wet dog. So we do a nice little head wrap. They go back to their chair, and then we wipe and sanitize everything down.
Yeah, you have to make it a show.
Yeah. So everything between, like, even if I'm operating for the people who are paranoid, anyone who's not, like, that's where I have more of a conversation ninja action going on, where I'm trying to like, because I'm angry too. I'm in California, but like at the same time, like, so like, what are you cooking? What are you watching on Netflix?
I just have to redirect.
Yes.
Like a toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. Or she's not a toddler. I called her a toddler for way too long. But anyway. But yeah. Yeah. So, that's definitely ways to, like you said, looking at ways to up your game, because a lot of people are shifting from double booking to one-on-one. And I'm glad I already knew how to do that. But you have to elevate the experience. And that's the only way to make up for the lost income that we've all been experiencing. So, there's ways. It's not taking a new hair class. It's not upping your technique. It's not at all. It's 80% experience in who you are. So, with that, like, I am a terrible salesperson, and I was trained. This is why we've formatted our salons the way they are. I'm awful. I'm an awful salesperson. And so we don't do retail, we do affiliate links. But while I am blow drying them, and this is a great way to redirect, is to just educate them on how you're styling your hair. I am into being as lazy as possible. So I'm like, here's a hack. Here's my routine.
Your hair has to fit your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're not going to, if you don't want to I don't spend 30 minutes on my hair. No, I spend 5.
Yeah, no, I'm 10 minutes tops. And I have a cheat for that. So I talk to them about those kind of things. However, I still have the clients, because I'm an extension artist, I still have those clients who are like, show me all the curl techniques. And I'm into that too, but you just have to read them and figure that out. We have to somewhat be personality chameleons, but, definitely like that's a good way to veer the conversation off. That's a good way. So to do that. And for me, I'm not a product pusher. Some people are much, much better than everybody is better than me at that. So I just am like, if I have, and this leads to the next thing is the follow through after their appointment. I have a follow-up email. If you are not automated or don't have the ability to automate your system, I have another kind of casual, like, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate your time. Here's the links to what we've used. If you have any questions, please, please, please email me. And if you need an adjustment, things like that, like, please let us know. Like, we would love to make it right. Those kind of things that are all in the follow through. So they know, like, in fact, the only, of course I wasn't surprised by the person, but they were like, you send a lot of emails, Jackie.
Sorry.
Like, sorry. I mean, it is, especially now because we do the health checks, but I'm like, well, I mean, you're not forgetting about me.
No, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
So, but they, I'm not great at texting. I'm not great at calling people. I'm so peopled out by the end of the day that I lack the follow through. So I had to automate these things because I didn't want my clients to miss out because I'm emotionally depleted. So, and especially now we have to like protect our energy, which is another reason why I don't think anybody should ever double book again for the rest of their life.
Yeah. It was the biggest game changer for us and for me professionally after 12 years of working my nose to the ground,
Yeah.
So, it became resentful.
So yeah, and then you can't like pour love into anybody, and that's the thing. Hair holds energy. You have to pour love into it, but you also have to reserve your own. So
for givers, right? So we give and give and give.
Yeah.
But.
So we have 3 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up because it's going to kick us off. What, as far as follow through and like kind of wrapping it up in a pretty bow, Becca, do you have anything to kind of like add as a blanket statement?
So we do an automated email as well. And I think it's a great idea to actually put affiliate links because we have some retail in the salon, but we're transitioning to less retail and we're just going to keep some bestsellers. I like that, adding that link to it. And even I'm wondering if we can add like a link to a consultation if they need something, like a virtual consultation, if they need to tell us that something needs to be adjusted, if that can be automated for them as well.
I can show you how.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Something that it's hard if you are depleted and it's hard if you are forgetful and you have to run to get kiddos and clean or you're doing something after work. But if someone has made a big change, I try to make a note of it so that I can reach out to them personally. And another thing to think about, if you're building a guest book and you want to retain new guests, especially ones that you really love, think about writing them a personalized note, like even a handwritten note,
I do, when it's a big change and extensions, they're always, I do follow through personally with the text, especially extensions, because I need to check on their scalp. So that is one thing that I do personally do, but it's not every single client. Every single guest does get an email follow through, but those big changes get a personal follow through for sure. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Everybody's loving it. I see. Yeah, it's a weird time, and we are chasing rainbows. So
we'll get through it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope this is a reset for some people to think about, like for Californians especially, after this. Yeah. Oh, and Felicia did a handwritten note. Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, of course. Like, these people really love us. We're household names.
It's true.
So, handwritten notes those are not dead. So, all right. Anything extra is a good idea. As long as you can sustain it, right? All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Back to distance learning.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.